Hey everybody, it's me, Darion McLeod. I'm starting to make a habit of that. It's me, Darion McLeod, here in Columbia, South Carolina, coming to you from the Magic Purple Circle. All right. So what I want to do is these little bits will be called inside the circle, and the little bits where I get to talk to you guys directly about why we're doing what we're doing. Okay. So each one of these, I kind of take one little question, maybe two, maybe three. I think I'll start off with one, I think, and address it, and we could talk about it. Okay. So why are why is this channel, this YouTube channel, and why the segment's called the Magic Purple Circle with Mr. Darion? Okay. Well, first, allow me to introduce you to Mr. Darion. Hey, that's me. My name's Darion McLeod. And many, many moons ago, in another life, I worked in a place, a magical place called the library. Okay? But not just a library. This was one of the best libraries in the world. You don't believe me? Look it up. This library was called the Richland County Public Library. That's right. Right here in Columbia, South Carolina. Now it's called the Richland Library, but it's the same library. And inside this library, there used to be this place. I used to call it the Jewel of the Crown. And the Jewel of the Crown was the children's room. And I worked in the children's room. And inside the children's room, which was the Jewel of the Crown, was the shiniest part of the jewel. And that place was called the Storytime Room. And inside of the Storytime Room, it was a kind of not quite triangular, kind of polygonal kind of shape with these corners and windows and a really cool space and a puppet stage. And inside of that room, there was super soft carpet, purple, with an even purplier. I'm making up words now. Like, but Dr. Seuss did it, and Shakespeare did it too. And if it's good enough for Dr. Seuss and Shakespeare, it's good enough for Mr. Darion. All right. It was a purple carpet. It was super soft and nice to sit on. And inside of that was a purplier even circle. And I used to call it the Magic Purple Circle. So before story time, me and the adults, before I would do story time, all the kids and the adults and myself would meet right at the doors of story time. And I would tell everybody what's going to happen in story time. And it was a cool way to kind of let the parents and the kids know what the expectations were. You know, parents, we're guilty of thinking anytime our kid does something that we think is wrong, we think our kid is the worst kid in the world. And it wasn't. That wasn't true. Our kids were just like every other kid. They were coming there to learn how to listen, how to focus, and how to imagine, and how to trust their own instincts and hear their own hearings and things like that. I said hearings, like I said, if it's good enough for Shakespeare and Dr. Seuss, it's good enough for me. All right? So, and just introduce them and let them embrace really good children's literature. And it was great. It was a great, I would meet everybody at the front and we would talk about what was going to happen inside the Magic Purple Circle. That was inside of the room. And anybody who walked into the Magic Purple Circle had to do whatever we did. That meant read the stories, that meant do the dances we did, that meant sing the songs that we sang. And parents could opt out of it. They could sit up against the wall, which a lot of parents did because they wanted to watch. But I just let them know that if they came into the circle, the magic was going to make them do stuff. Stuff that you don't often see parents doing. I mean, when's the last time you saw a 37-year-old man do the hokey pokey? The hokey pokey wasn't really my thing. But we did that too, though. We did do the hokey pokey. Lots of songs, lots of dances, lots of fun. And so when I launched this channel, I was trying to come up with names, and people were like, I don't know, you're trying to name stuff, you're all over the place. But I kept coming back to the Magic Purple Circle. Because that's where it began for me. That's where, lucky enough for me, that was 20 years ago. It was 1993 when I first started working there. And that was over 20 years ago. And well, it's almost 30 years now. um, it was a beginning for me. It was a beginning. I met a lot of cool families there. And so the Magic Purple Circle, bringing it back to begins, bringing it full circle, full circle. And I'm lucky enough that because that was 27 years ago, a lot of kids that I used to read stories to in that Magic Purple Circle, now I'm lucky enough to tell stories and read stories and perform as an actor um, for their kids. And so that is why we call it, we call this channel the Magic Purple Circle with Mr. Darion. Okay? Hope you guys had a good time hearing the story. Um, Subscribe, leave me a comment, listen to the other stories. The other stories have books, except for the Story Squad uh, video. Check that out. Lots of fun. Music, kids dancing, singing stories, telling songs. It's good stuff. But anyway, it's time for me to go. I'm past the 6-minute mark. I want you guys to love each other because we love you. And we'll see you soon. Thanks and peace.